Hello everyone, welcome back to Let's Play Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix. In this episode, we're going to be making our way deeper into the Underworld. We can't really go up to the Olympus Coliseum right now because it's blocked off, but if we drop off all of our... I accidentally blew past it right there, but if we drop off all of our stuff, we had enough stuff to get an AP boost. But now that we've done that, let's go over here and talk to this woman laying on the ground.
Thanks, but I'm fine. And you're supposed to be?
I'm Sora. He's Donald, and that's Goofy. We came to see how Hercules is doing.
You know Wonder Boy?
Yeah, plus we're heroes too.
You mean junior heroes, Donald?
Looks like we have a friend in common. Name's Megara. My friends call me Meg.
So, how's Herc? Wonder Boy, well, he's duking it out at the Coliseum every day. You know, a hero's work is never done and all that. He's ready to draw, but he keeps on fighting. Even Wonder Boy has his limits, though. These opponents are bad news, special deliveries from Hades himself. Hades? Right, Lord of the Underworld. I was on my way to see him. Maybe I can get Hades to give Wonder Boy a breather. If anything happened to that kid... Gorsh, sounds like you're more than just friends. Oh, I mean... We'll go have a little talk with Hades. I'd hate for anything to happen to you on your way to see him. You really want to do that? Well, it looks like you know what you're doing. I guess I'll take you up on that offer. But let's keep this whole chat with Hades thing our little secret, okay? Our lips are sealed. I've always imagined Meg, for whatever reason, I don't really know why. I've seen the movie, she doesn't really sound like this. Obviously, I just saw that cutscene she was just in, and she didn't sound really that weird. I've always imagined Meg would have a smoker's voice. I don't know why. But we're going to be making our way deeper into the Underworld here, like I said at the beginning of the episode. But we got a heart piece up there, puzzle piece. We're several pieces away from completing the heart puzzle, but we're actually getting pretty close on that one. But here we're fighting some new Heartless, which are called Rabid Dogs. But take a wild guess at what's going to be in this opening right here.
The organization!
Yeah.
Now this level, at least the very beginning of it, the first half I guess you could say, is going to be full of those little small, like 5-second long cutscenes. I would hate to talk over those though. Like, my philosophy has always been to not talk over cutscenes, so even if it's a short one, I'm not going to talk over it. But here we have a treasure chest. That puzzle piece that I just kind of flew by, it was up there. It looks like it's too high to get. You can actually get that a little bit later on. There's going to be a skateboard for whatever reason in this area, and you can use the skateboard to jump up there and get that. Otherwise, you would probably have to have, like, the Valor Form level 2 jump and maybe glide or maybe like an aerial dodge or something like that. But here we have a whole bunch of these Lancer Heartless. These are going to be a really big pain coming up. And you might be wondering why. There's another AP boost, by the way. I don't remember if I said there was going to be another AP boost, but I was thinking that when I was talking about the AP boost at the beginning of the episode. But anyway, I'm running past most of these Heartless because we're going to be fighting a lot of Heartless coming up, so it's not really worth wasting our time right now. The Lancers are going to be a big problem coming up.
Run, run away!
Okay.
What? A book? The title is Absent Silhouette. It looks dangerous. It's better if we stay away from it. You're right, it might be a trap. It's not, it kind of is a trap, but if we examine it, basically, even if we try and interact with it right now, oh, it looks dangerous, let's look, we can't actually use it right now. What that is, though, is what's called an absent silhouette. And if you look at the icon, you can probably tell, basically it's going to lead to a boss fight later on. We can't use it like I said right now. But later on, it's going to be a boss fight, and based on the icon on there, if you've never played the game before, but you played Free Chain of Memories, you might be able to tell who we're going to be fighting with that thing. But I'll definitely come back and fight whoever is in there, I don't want to spoil it, later on. But of course, like I said, we cannot right now.
Where do they dig these freaks up? Jeez Louise.
Oh, they're nothing but trouble, the whole lot of them. So, what are you gonna do about Hercules? He's made mincemeat out of every fighter you sent at him. Pretty soon, the Underworld's gonna be standing room only. Say, why don't you just pick somebody already dead and save him the trouble?
Dead. Dead is good. And I know just the warrior. I'm scared too, Donald.
Hades, come out!
I think the backgrounds and the scenery here in the Valley of the Dead is some of my favorite in the game, but if you take out these, like, puffballs or whatever those are, basically you get a refill, a little bit anyway, of magic. And once again, I'm going to run by these Heartless, but there was actually a new Heartless back there. I believe it was new. I can't remember if it was in Rechain of Memories or not, but the plant on the ground is called a creeper plant, and I really remember that from 358. Like, that was the most common enemy, it seems like, in my mind anyway. But here we're going to be making our way into Hades' palace, I guess.
By the by, what's down there?
Just the Underworld's deepest dungeon. This time I'm bringing out the mother of all bad guys.
You don't say. Well, maybe I should go.
Let's cut to the chase. Here's the deal I'm gonna offer you. I let you out of the slammer. No strings. You'll be free as a bird. And all for one little job. Fight Hercules in the Coliseum to the death.
This is my story, and you're not part of it.
Did you forget who you're talking to? I am the Lord of the Dead!
Huh. No wonder no one wants to die.
You are fire!
Oh, Hades!
You again? Fight!
Get up!
That's it. Take that.
For this fight, basically all you gotta do is attack Hades a couple of times, or take a little bit of damage, I guess, and it's done.
Something's wrong.
I feel kind of funny.
That's right. See, that's the thing. In the Underworld, heroes are zeros. Comes with the territory. Go now!
But I've got to talk to Hades.
What was that?
Can't fight him here. We have to go. Now!
There's sort of a hard gauntlet fight, if you will, coming up. I'm going to leave Donald in the party right now, and might as well go ahead and use those AP boosts that I got actually over the course of this episode. Orin is in our party right now, and the first time I saw this, I could not believe it. He's got some pretty good abilities here, but make sure you're ready before you exit this menu.
Has he gone?
Don't count on it.
Huh? Oh!
Leaving so soon?
That last line that Hades had right there, leaving so soon, made me really like Hades more than I did in the first game. I don't know why. Basically, though, to get past this area, or all these areas in the Valley of the Dead, you have to defeat every Heartless or enemy. I guess, yeah, there's no nobodies here. I don't know what I was thinking there. But before you can progress to the next platform, you have to defeat every Heartless. Obviously, you can't hurt Hades right now. This is actually a lot harder than it looks, because of course, we don't have the drive meter down there. I don't know if I mentioned that or not. It's got chains on it, so the reason I left Donald in the party instead of putting Goofy in so I could use Valor Form is because we can't use Valor Form regardless. But here's where those Lancer Heartless, that attack right there, that spinning attack, especially on critical, if you get caught up in that, you're probably going to die. And if you die, you go back to the beginning of this area before you even ran up here in the first place. So you got to run all the way back up, talk to Hades, do that fight again, and then try again. But what I recommend, that because Auron has a really good limit break, save that for the final wave, because there's 2 waves on the final platform here. And if for some reason you don't want to wait until the... And by the way, Lance Tug, that's a really good ability or reaction command. If it ever comes up, use it. And by the way, in that ability menu, I should have disabled auto limit, because it's not a good idea to accidentally use Auron's limit, since it takes away all your MP if you're trying to go for a Lance Tug or whatever. But anyway, if you don't want to wait until the second wave in the final platform here, and by the way, I know I keep getting interrupted here, but use your limit command. Try and get as much damage done to that large body as possible, because it's probably the strongest enemy that we're going to be fighting here. But use if you want to use the limit break more than once, use it as soon as you get to the second platform. That way your magic meter will be back to full, so you can use it again once you get to this point. And apparently the Bushido Blade or whatever did not take out the large body, and I'm actually really close to dying. I think somebody might have healed me. Luckily, the Lancer's gone. There's still one more, and that one's gone. And actually, I don't know who took out the large body, but as soon as everything is dead, just book it and get out of there as soon as possible.
You're really good. Are you some kind of hero?
No, I'm no hero. I'm just an...
Huh?
Auron.
Whoa?
My name.
I'm Sora.
Donald.
Goofy! Whoa!
It seems we were fated to meet. Maybe you need a guardian.
Guardian? Thanks, but no thanks.
I got Heartless all over the Underworld now, so you can leave those pipsqueaks to me. Look, pal, you just keep working on turning Hercules into a Heartless, then he'll be all mine.
This is my Underworld, you idiot! I'll handle this myself! Cerberus, go!
I think since all we're going to be doing is running straight back up out of the, Underworld or whatever, I'm going to go ahead and speed this part up, because we're going to be getting a lot of cutscenes coming up, and I think this episode's going to be long enough as it is.
What? It's closed.
It's got a book. Come on, open.
Ah.
Will that open it?
Yeah, I think so.
Hurry!
Cerberus, once again, he almost always jumps up at the beginning of the fight, so be wary of that. And one thing he does a lot after he jumps is he does his spinning attack, where he just basically spins, I guess, which also hurt that attack right there, actually. So be careful after he jumps to dodge that. Now, I kind of almost want to die here. I'm not going to die on purpose, but if I do die, it's not going to be that big of a deal. because the second chance, I guess, will appear in this fight as well. I don't know if I've made this clear or not over the past couple of episodes where I've talked about that second chance, but the second chance only happens in a certain set of boss fights throughout the game, pretty much. And this just so happens to be one of those boss fights. But if you let it happen once, like basically in these set of boss fights, the first time you die, you always get that second chance. But after that, I believe it goes down to like 75 and then 50 or something. Basically, eventually it gets down to a 50% chance of getting that second chance. So you don't want to die on purpose at the beginning of the game when you might need that second chance later on in the game. Now, if that, like I keep saying, if it doesn't make a whole lot of sense, eventually I will probably die, if not on purpose, probably by accident, or maybe vice versa, and you'll get to see what the second chance I'm talking about exactly is. But as far as this boss fight goes, it's pretty easy. I mean, as long as you dodge, obviously if you dodge the attacks, it's going to be easy, but especially if you get these reaction commands, it seems like they put the reaction commands in these boss fights to make it a whole lot easier, and then of course you get the second chance I've been talking about. So I don't know why they decided to make all their boss fights so easy, because I think a rematch with Cerberus could have been really cool. And as you progress throughout the fight, it's not even like the tactics change. Actually, I think that reaction command I just did is only available after you get to a certain amount of HP. For, you know, after Cerberus only has a certain amount of HP left, then you can do that reaction command. So it's almost like as you go throughout the fight, it gets even easier. And even though I didn't want to do the level 1 challenge, I kind of wanted Critical to be more of a challenge than it actually is. And I need to be careful what I wish for, actually, because I tried to play 3D, which is on the 3DS, of course, on Critical, actually on Crowd, and it was really hard. So I can only imagine what Critical is like, but as far as Kingdom Hearts 2 goes, Critical is actually, unfortunately, fairly easy. So I don't know how I got into a discussion about how easy Critical Mode is in Kingdom Hearts 2, but we've defeated Cerberus here, and we've gotten the Counter Guard ability. Hopefully I actually remember to equip that ability.
Come on, Wonder Boy, play hooky for a day. For old time's sake.
They came to see me. They came to see a hero. I can't let them down. Don't worry, Meg. I'll be fine. What does a hero need rest for, huh? See ya.
Sora, don't let me down.
Woo! Huh? What happened to Ori? He can take care of himself. Let's go find Meg, then we can try this again. That was some riveting dialogue there, like, huh, what? It seems like they do that a lot in this game for some reason. But after we go up to the actual Olympus Coliseum part of the world here, there's going to be a lot of dialogue and cutscenes, and there's going to be, like, one part where I can actually talk and play. So just keep that in mind coming up.
Let me see if I've got this right. That brat's Keyblade works on any lock?
That's right.
Have I ever told you about the killer Coliseum we have right here in the Underworld? It makes the one upstairs look like an Olympic kiddie pool.
Then that's the place we're gonna put an end to Herc the Jerk's winning streak.
Problem, Zeus locked it tight.
Oh! Huh?
Bingo. All we gotta do is swipe that key and then reopen the Underdrome.
Hate to tell you, but that key is kinda particular. It won't work for just anybody, and that kid ain't no pushover.
I think this calls for a woman's touch.
Whoosh, this sure does bring back memories. It really does bring back some memories, and I'm kind of glad to be back. I like how they did bring back some worlds from the first game, but let's go ahead and go in the actual facility here.
Sora! Donald! Goofy! When'd you get here?
Hey, Herc.
Howdy there.
You on another adventure?
Yeah, tracking down some friends, wiping out some Heartless.
Junior hero's always busy.
You know it.
So, did you find those friends of yours? Still working on it. When we got here, we ran into mega trouble, I mean, so we had to help somebody out. We tried to go teach Hades a thing or two, but the Underworld drains away all our strength. Don't suppose you have any ideas? Well, there is a stone that guards against the Underworld's curse. The gods on Mount Olympus use it whenever they have to go down there. Think we could use it? Sure, why not? I'll go get it for you. Thanks! Real nice of you. But Hades is no pushover even if you got the Olympus stone. And I have a match today, so I can't go with you. Know what you need? Training. Why don't you go talk to Phil? Hey, good idea. I don't know how that's a good idea, because we did already get training in the first game, but let's go ahead and play along and go talk to Phil and get some training in Kingdom Hearts 2 as well.
Hey, champ. How you feeling? Better rest up for tomorrow's match. Nobody's gonna pay to see a worn-out hero. Gabish? Remember what I told you. Victory in the games comes down to two simple words. Eat, bathe, sleep. Huh? Hey, if it ain't the junior heroes.
Looking good, Phil.
Never better. How you guys been? Have you earned your true hero wings yet? Nope, you ain't got what it takes.
What?
So, what's up?
Ha ha ha! You three are gonna take on Hades? What's so funny? You got nerve. I like that. Hey, you never know. Stranger things have happened, right? Better get cracking, boys. Now, after all that training we did in the first game and everything we did in the first game and up to this point in this game, I'm kind of eager to see exactly what type of training Phil has to offer us. And Phil's training is all about taking care of these, like, gold, I don't even know, like, pots or whatever, and every time you do a combo finisher on them, they drop gold orbs. I think this method of practicing is a little bit more fun than whatever we did in the first game. I think we had to do something with barrels. I think the gold orb technique is a little bit more fun, like I said, and the first time through this when we only have to get 20, so it's not really meant to be that hard. I guess it's just supposed to harken back to the first game. How was that? It ain't over yet, kid. There's more on the menu. You can relax once you finish all the training. No problem. And the next bout of training, the only thing that makes it different from the first one is the amount of gold orbs that we have to get. That's actually not entirely true. Basically, they'll spawn big orbs next time, or big pots or whatever, that drop, I think, 10 at a time. Like, big orbs that drop, that count for more, I should say. Regardless, though, they give you way more time than you need to do this. Now, one thing I've just thought of, it kind of like just got through my head a little bit. When we first started this, like right before we started the first bout of practice, it sounded like that song that was playing. I've been thinking about it. It reminds me of a song from Super Mario RPG, and I wish I could go back and listen to that song right now to just make sure I'm not crazy. But if you rewind back to that point that I'm talking about, doesn't that song kind of sound a little bit like Super Mario RPG, I guess? I might be going crazy here. But now that we've got 100 orbs, we unlocked Aerial Dive, which is a really good technique, actually, and it's a Final Mix exclusive. Hopefully I'll get to demonstrate that coming up or in the next episode. Listen, I gotta take off for a bit. Where to? None of your beeswax. Sorry, guys. The Olympus Stone has been stolen. By who? We don't know who did it yet. All we're sure of is that it was a guy in a black hooded cloak. And he had accomplices, a bunch of creatures in white. Someone you know? I think so. Hey, if we can get the Olympus Stone back, can we borrow it for a while? Sure. By the way, you haven't seen Meg around, have you? Oh, okay.
What's wrong, Your Hero-ness? Feeling under the weather? You know, I thought staying in perfect shape was part of the hero job description. You know what I'm saying.
Oh, right. Hades, we gotta talk. Ah!
I came to share a bit of mildly interesting news. Seems your dear, sweet little nutmeg went and got herself lost in the underworld.
You mean you kidnapped her?
Well, maybe. But why get caught up in the details? You can't leave now. Okay, you've got a very important match today against, the bloodthirsty Hydra! I mean, if you don't stick around, who knows what kind of accidents might happen.
Yeah, accidents you cause.
Like I said, details. Who needs them?
You're just a coward.
Ah, well, can't all be heroes.
Can you handle this?
You got it! We're heroes!
Junior heroes, Donald.
You take care of the Hydra. We'll handle the rest.
I'm counting on you. You gotta find Meg.
I think the Hydra might actually be one of the most infamous bosses in the Kingdom Hearts universe, and you'll hopefully see anyway what I mean in the next episode. But I want to thank you guys for watching this episode of Let's Play Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix, and I hope to see you guys back for the next episode.